Hi everyone. Thanks for opening Fina YouTube video on how to manage your money. Once a while, people cancel Fina subscription and tell me the reason. I found an alternative. Every time when I heard of that, I feel a little bit sad and also a little bit funny internally because I literally believe there is no alternative to Fina. In the market, there's a lot of cookie cutter apps like Monarch Money, Rocket Money, Copilot, Origin, Quicken. That's a lot, right? They are all in the one bucket, which is trying to, build some cookie cutter dashboards for you. Maybe some configurations you can gain some flexibility, but not real flexibility. On the other end, there are still a lot of people trying to use in spreadsheets to build the dream tracker to manage the finance. Literally, Fina is in the middle. We're trying to combine flexibility and data automation, easy of use, the modern software stack together to give you the new level of what the finance tracker should be look like. And I believe Fina eventually will become the most popular thing, the most the accepted way for people to manage the money, as everything like connectivities, other things mature. This is going to be the by default choice. I'm not. It feels like I'm kind of like blagging, but actually, I think I'm not. There's a reason why I keep um, you know continuing to improve this tool and continue to improving the flexibility side. Today I think I'm going to just keep this video short by showing 3 latest templates we published. By the way, we welcome anybody to submit your template if you build some great life scenario finance and you want to get featured in our template gallery. Feel free to reach out, send us your shared page, and we will love to publish them. Today, let's look at the 3 new latest template. The first template we published is called account balance projection. So account balance projection is kind of like you are take future payment in count. For example, you have upcoming credit card payments, and you have upcoming bills payment. You have new subscriptions, which is predictable kind of like payments. Of course, credit card payment usually is unpredictable because it fluctuated month by month, depends on how you spend, right? But by extracting those numbers in the system, we can automatically project like how much fixed payments you're going to make for the next month or the next 2 months or next X days, let's say. So with saying that, we can actually easily to say, hey, this is my checking account, this is current balance, and what are the balance will be look like by end of the next month, or some other future time point. You can do that. That's what this template is doing. I mean, it may not exactly what you want, but with a template, you can literally just like copy paste, like all the blocks, and just like follow, the methodologies, like the math expressions, how they build this, and you can do the similar thing or modify it to fit your needs. So let's take a look at how we build this, these 2 blocks in this template. These 2 blocks literally the same thing. It's just one is for 7 days, the other one is for 30 days. So how do we build this block? We can see here, this is the process. We have projected account balance is basically is current balance minus total future payments. So how do we get the total current balance? Is easy. We just specify account and get the balance. Total future payments is usually you can design your own way. For example, you can use a tag to tag all those future payments, upcoming payments, right? Or you can just assign them to a specific categories. In this block, let's see how do we build this. we by the way, we set up some threshold, so we can see, hey, in 7 days my threshold, I want to maintain this level, so this is like extra thing. But the core thing here is basically the formula here. The formula, when we specify the account here, we know this is my checking account. I want to monitor this account's the balance level. So we just like drag this, easily drag this account balance metric as one variable. And also for the next 7 days, I want to see total next 7 days. Sorry, let me just like specify valid account. So basically what I want to do is I want to get total transactions, total amount of transactions, which is tagged as a future pay. By the way, all the upcoming payments, if we have, we will automatically tag this this future tag, future pay tag. So assuming this is your mortgage account, loan account, or your credit card account, the future pay will automatically will be sum up all the payment, like the predictable payment together. So the formula is simple. You're just using A minus B and get the result for you to monitor. Similarly, you probably noticed there, the only difference for the next block is basically we using different range of time to calculate the total upcoming payments. So maybe next 7 days I don't have credit card payments, right? And maybe next 30 days I probably will have it. So basically this is like, no matter is mortgage account or is credit card account, I mean, as long as you have these tagged upcoming payments, it's get counted into this formula, and you get the result for you to monitor it, and it's keep refreshing every time you open it, right? So this is the first template I want to introduce you. All right, as we are introduced to next template, I think the more fun things were coming up. Next thing is actually talking about long payoff like schedule. So what this template do? This template is actually trying to calculate how many months I need to pay off my loan. So assuming you already connected one loan account in your Fina profile, you can see that here we actually have one playground kind of like a block, which is assuming you don't connect any accounts to providing current loan balance, interest rate, and also monthly payment thing. So you can just like manually input these numbers. By the way, all the Fina template can be just like you share the URL with people can just use it as like normal calculators. So that's a cool thing, right? The other thing is you can basically connect your account and make things automatically working. So here, let's see. This is a playground. You manually enter all these numbers, or I can just like automatically using single numbers to get my number. So let's see how this works. By editing this block, we can see that expanding the formula, you can see we need a few things. The only thing matters is the formula, right? The formula, we already defined it here. Like how many months we're going to pay off the loan payment depends on the total loan principal you have as a beginning or current, right? So if you have connected your account, we exactly know how much the principal you're remaining in your account, like the balance. And then what is the fixed monthly payment you're going to pay for this loan account? And then is the monthly interest rate. You can literally just get like annual interest rate divided by 12 to get this number. Because we already counted using the nature, like the log method, to calculate the component effect in this formula basically. So you can see here, if you are following the what the formula is, we literally just like implement all the variables, get the expression in the formula, and that's it. So let's play it for a little bit. This means I need like 216 months to pay off my 1 million Long principal, if I pay $8,000 a month, and with monthly interest rate at 0.56%, it's about 6% per year. Like, your interest rate, annual interest rate is 6%. So we need this month. What about if I refinance, get the interest rate as low as 3.6? As you can see, it suddenly becomes 166 months. So the refinance options, if you can, cut your interest rate half, it's amazing. You can see the number is instantly going down, right? Or if you pay more, and you see your number is automatically going down. So this is exactly reflecting like how many months you need to pay for your 1 million like loan. Similarly, if I have 1 million loan on one account and my monthly pay is 9,000, how many months I need to pay off? This block is simplified, but the formula is the same. You can see. So I get my monthly payment from my live account, so I don't need to add manually into it. And my account balance is already connected account, so Fina knows like how much it is. The only thing I need to input here is I put my monthly interest rate here. This is usually once you locked in a loan. This is basically just like fixed number. You can just like input there. All right, this is the second template I want you to introduce. Is called long payoff. Hopefully this utility can help you be part of your Fina profile. Let's come to the third template I want to introduce. I think this one is interesting. A lot of people will love it. Why? I'm telling you why, because this is about how do you making more money, right? How do you make your money to grow? We usually say, hey, well, I either put my money in a saving account, which is have some interest, generate some interest, like month by month, year by year, right? This is one way. And here is one thing I literally show you. I have this balance in my one saving account, and how much dividend I going to get generated. The interest rate is 3%, 2%, or whatever, right? So it's very, very low. So the question is, as you can see here, this is actually accumulated. By the way, I want to show people, if you're using timeline, you can see here, this one is accumulated view. So it doesn't show you single months. Actually, this is single months. But if you turn this on, it actually shows you till today, like how much in total you have gained, you have earned, like since January, since the first month of the year. So this is like 1 year timeline view, but in accumulated way. For this template, what we're going to do is we're going to do something interesting. We're going to do first, we're going to establish a formula, establish a projection model, which is telling us like if I put down some principal, some money, this is literally how much I have in my balance. So the question here is simple. What if I invest this balance, not saving in the bank, but what about if I convert it, like put it in an investment account, by ETF, by some predictable, relatively stable kind of investment, okay? Or this is really personal choices. Some aggressive fund, right? So basically how much return like you may have. It may fluctuate, but conservatively saying it is quite stable for 10 years period, or 20 years. So the beauty of this, the template is basically is not looking around the existing numbers like cash flow, how much I spend, history, but it's more about future. It's like telling you, right? If I put down my current balance in my bank account into some investment, if I say my annual return rate is 20%, this is quite high, right? Of course, it's quite high, but you can just adjust this number. And how much I'm going to, my balance will become like by a specific time point, right? You can see this is like all future time points. And I literally just put this as a quarter view. You can also convert it to a monthly view or yearly view. It's basically up to you. But the number basically here it's going to give us some projection trend. And also I put some threshold mark here as 2 million mark, so tells us when we're going to reach this 2 million threshold. So let's look at the formula first. The formula is quite simple. It's basically you have a few factors, like to see at some point, given some point, how much the value of this investment will become. You will have a start point of principal amount. We need like annual return rate. In the future, more interesting things we can do is basically we can connect some, simulation about, for example, SP 500, like some other ETF or fund like a average interest rate they can have. So help us to generate or pick, the basically the return projections we can expect. So here for 20% return, SPN5 in the last few years, by the way, is really actually more than this. It's like 25%, 26%. So this is actually true for short term. I mean, for a few years time range, but for 10 years, 20 years, I mean, probably it's not that true, right? So let's just use this number, 20%. So this is 0.2, right? This is annual return rate. And here we have rendering and we have like compounding is super big effort, factor here to how to grow, your wealth, over time in a compounding way. That's very, very powerful tool, very powerful weapon, to boost it up. So here we put the compounding frequency basically means you got a return every month, or it's quarterly or it's yearly. I mean, it doesn't matter too much because no matter when you're going to compounding it, it's we already counted the factors in that. But you can adjust the number to see the difference. The difference, I think, is tiny. The number of years you're going to project. Here we are using 10 years projection. You can choose any time ranges you want for future projections. So let's look at how this block works. This block works in this way. Let's just like open this. As you can see here, first I connected one account. But for the playground, I don't need it because I even don't use that metric. I just like say my principal is 300,000. Let's say 300,000. Initial value, and my 20% annual investment if I put it in SPN 500, and then compounding factor is frequency is 12 times a year. Means I want compounding monthly. Like every month I get the return and I put it back. Or quarterly, then you put a 4 here, and then you put the one factors here is number of months is till the point. Number of total months is this factor, this metric is basically you can get here like total months. This is a pre-built like built-in metric you can use from Fina directly. You don't need to build it by yourself, right? So basically you get all these the factors in, and then you implement this formula as what we illustrated here. So which is give you by any time point like how much value there will be. So we will get this projection value. Similarly, we come to the next one, which is it's not a playground, but really connect your current bank account, which is really useful because it's based on the time. It'll keep it updated. Always give you live view. So if tomorrow things changes, those factors, numbers changes, I mean, your view will get changed automatically, right? Automatically get updated. So that's a cool thing. So let's see. The formula is exactly the same. The only difference is we are replaced it with a few things. Like actually here is only one thing. Basically, it's just like the balance. Your current account balance. If you want to simulate how much you're going to gain in the next few years in a quarterly manner, you can just like put this. By the way, if you want a monthly view, like I said, you can just easily, like any other graph in Fina, you can just configure them. You can see monthly view, you can see weekly view, you can see you can see yearly view or monthly view, right? If you just like do monthly, you can see it shows you monthly view basically. The more data points basically. If you just want to see yearly view, and then you can see this is like from current year to 2035, which is like next 10 years time frame. So let's go back to the quarterly. I think this gives us the best, visual so far. And if you just like change the the rate, for example, some year your expectation is different, then you can just change. You can see if it's not a 20% return, then this line becomes very very different. And if you're investment genius, you want to change this to like 40%. That's crazy. And then how much you are going to get? You're going to get 20 million, I think. This is 20 million. I mean, if you can make 40% return every year for 10 years, so that's really really amazing, right? Yeah, I mean it's basically 10 times difference compared to 20% return. All right, I think this it's very very interesting tool for people to play with, and in the future, like I said, Fina is keep improving the automation. For example, like simulation of annual return rate. We're going to find some benchmark. We're going to looking around, the numbers in the market and find the best simulation way for you to connect and see the very very real projection, like very very close to the reality basically. So make it a really helpful tool for you to continue to grow your wealth. All right, this is today's video. Today's video, like I said, I just want to show you, how powerful Fina is. This is just an example, by the way. I mean, anybody can build any kind of projections, or can build any formula, as long as it is the get the numbers, get the metric with the meaning you want, and then you can do it. So that's the beauty about Fina. Fina is really you can just really make all the data automated in your mathematical expression and put it in a visual block for you to see and share with people, right? Once you build these type of things, you can share with your friend, with your family, and with your plan. Basically, this is the way how you're going to plan your finance. Again, thank you very much. Today I really want to, by showing these templates, to tell you, Fina is amazing tool. It's very very powerful. So when people leaving Fina, I feel a little bit sad and pity, because we haven't let the users really realize the potential, the power they can use to justify the time and the subscription to really manage the finance well using this tool. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.